I grew up with business on my mind because I was surrounded by businessmen and business women as well. And I grew up in Finland and in Estonia. And when I have studied the art of investing, of making investments, I have noticed some really peculiar aspects that many other people have never noticed. When I was a child, then there was on television, there was always, when there were news or something else, there was this line of stocks going down there, and you could see which ones were rising and which ones were falling down, the Nasdaq and other, and also the Helsinki Börs, and all those companies, especially Finnish companies, were painting this beautiful picture. Because when I was a kid, Nokia was at its height. Nokia was connecting people, and people went crazy about the stocks or of Nokia, purchasing them in large amounts. The whole Finnish nation was like worshipping the great Nokia. But when Nokia fell, something happened. But still, there are many great companies that I have been observing, and still I'm really adamant that they create a structure. But the difference that I observed, as I said, in Estonia, the investors who have acquired substantial amount of money, they are bragging about it when they reach 1 million euros or go over it. They are so self-conscious, and they like to share with everyone, like they are bragging. Yeah, oh, I'm such a great investor, I reached my 1 million benchmark. But in Finland, in Finnish investors, they reach 1 million and they say, oh, I don't know, am I able to quit my day job, or or what will happen? I must have at least 2 to 5 million euros before I can consider even such things. So the Finnish investors are more cautious, and they are looking for this safe growth and for a long term investments. As Estonian ones, they take more risks, and this has taught and given me some perspectives how to diversify your risk tolerance and how to play around with money. And one thing that I noticed when I have been growing my stocks and been investing into companies, I have seen it as an education. When I see some bonds or ETFs, etc., they are not so fascinating or interesting to me. But when I start picking up individual companies and I start making the research and getting to know what they are producing and what they are all about, I get so fascinated, and I see this greatness and this opportunity that those companies are giving to people. And from there, I can decide how do I want to contribute to their well-being and to the growth of company. Of course, I'm a really minor investor, so it doesn't matter that much. But I love to play around with this idea of being conscious about it. I got so disappointed with Warren Buffett because he has invested into really crappy stocks that have given him a lot of money. For example, Coca-Cola. My morality says that Coca-Cola is poison that people drink, and I cannot tolerate such behavior. So I had to cross him down from my list of influencers, or from my list of teachers, because you cannot become wealthy in expense of many lives, in expense of other people's lives. You just can't do it. It's it's ignorant, and then people praise him. So this just happened in within me emotionally. But but another thing, when I'm doing research about the companies, and and then there's this Finnish legend Seppo Saario, who has been investing as long as Warren Buffett to different stocks, especially in Finland, and he has visited almost all the companies into which he has invested. And he really enjoys the game of entrepreneurship. And one really important teaching that he gave out was that you should always pick companies that pay out dividends and you invest those dividends back into the stock market. That's the most important and most efficient way to grow your wealth. But then the Estonian side of me has gathered an alternative viewpoint on investing into stocks. So taking huge risks. For example, there was this company, Beowulf Mining, just yesterday or day before. I put some cash into their stocks. I purchased some, and it cost around 18 pennies. They are doing mining operations in Sweden and in Finland and in Serbia, and they and it's going really badly for that company on this very moment. But I see some kind of a perspective over there, and when I put a small amount money there and I make my prediction that I'm just waiting it to rise 30 times larger. So it's huge risk purchasing a pointless penny stock, but it could be a huge growth for my cash. So it's more like a gamble. But another thing that I understood about taking risk in the ancient world, all the emperors and generals and even common people went to the oracles, like the oracle in Delphi in Greece or some other oracles, and they went to ask what is going to happen in the future or what to where we should set our aims. And I have listened to a lot of predictions about the stock market and the finances, what is going to happen in next few years. And it's quite logical also, those predictions. As we are transferring more and more over to the digital currency, our money system is going to make a reset, and it means a huge crash for the stock market. And I'm waiting for it. Will it happen now when Trump is a president? Quite probably. So, and and that's why I have also diversified my investments into precious metals. Because when cash fails, when the money system crashes, the stock market crashes, I have some other investments. For example, silver and gold. And some people predict, who are the seers or clairvoyants, predict that the silver will be a new subsidiary currency for a few years when we are transferring to a new money system. Maybe it's true, maybe not, but when I know this information, it's better for me to be aware of it and put some money into precious metals. But it's just one way of investing, because when you're a business owner, you have your own business. The greatest investment is growing your business. You can, for example, I show you the huge amount of scaling. I have a mentor group in my Estonian language, and it's based on monthly subscription. When you purchase 1 month, it costs you 99 euros plus VAT. What? And how much does it cost me to make this course or video? Almost nothing. In the way how I can scale it. Like 100 people purchasing it, it's 9,900 euros plus VAT. And my initial expenses, my own time, my own determination, and marketing, how I choose to market. And it does not have to be really high paid marketing. It's more about like 10 euros per acquisition. So you see 10 euros per acquisition plus running costs, which is around 200 euros per month. Okay, and I need 100 people, 1,200 euros, and that's huge scaling. Really easy and simple. I invest into my business operations and I am able to make money. But what I do make with the profits that I get from my business? I purchase my favorite stocks or some new ones, some uranium or or something really fascinating like deep sea tankers. Everything that is has potential for me. And 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 another thing is I really like to be an instinctual investor. So the first part was dedicated to my Finnish side, which is about defying the risk and finding long-term investments and finding this balance in force. Use the force, Luke. You see, you must use the both sides, the logic and the emotional, and then you are the master of the force. So, and that's why I really love to quite often find stocks with my instinct, that I get this feeling that there is something with this company. And I do my research, I look at the PEs and other metrics. And sometimes those metrics are quite subliminal. They do not show that much, but then I start reading the news and I see predictions. And I still feel it. There's something in it. And usually my feeling is right. Unless I have got a lot of money from some kind of a short-term investment, and then the greed goes into the head. You should purchase some more. That's greed. Instinct is like, I feel something. There is something in here. But greed is, let's purchase this and this. And when I do my decisions after the greed, I have always lost over 90% of the money that I have put into something or anything. You see. So, but the gut feeling is the most determinant, the determining force that guides my way, how I choose. The logic sees, decide, is it good for the planet? Is it logical? Is it environmentally friendly? Is it viable investment? And the gut feeling says like, yes. And if I'm able to find a balance, I'm always right. And if you are able to find a balance between the logic and emotion, you are always right. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Check out the other business videos and subscribe, and see you soon.